morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My name is Bruce Dickey, and we've got a treat for you today. We've got the Fairfield football. The Mules are here as Justin Townsend is here along with Donnie Lyons, Landon Zurliene, the starting quarterback, and we're going to talk football because, by golly, positive mental attitude, Justin.
Yeah,
we're getting football.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right. Absolutely right. We are going to get football. You're watching us here on Tuesday, July 28th. Do appreciate you tuning in, however you are here on on cable or on YouTube or however you want to see it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's take a look at what's going on around the neighborhood. Not a whole lot of things going on here this Tuesday. As a matter of fact, I could only find one event going, and I kind of try to keep if there's live stuff going on. There's not much going on. However, up in Effingham at the Tuscan Hills Winery tonight, they are having their big old Taco Tuesday event. They do this every week. It's at 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. The all wrapped up, folks. I saw their menu. They got street tacos, they got pork, they got beef, they have nachos. It's going to be outstanding. They'll be providing your favorite fixings and tacos up there at Tuscan Hills tonight at 5 o'clock. So if you're out and about, go up there and try that out. What else going on today? This is National Water Park Day. On July 28th, laughter and fun are just a couple of the requirements on National Water Park Day. You probably also want to wear a bathing suit. No matter your age, these days water parks can provide all kinds of splashing fun to stay cool. July 28th, a good day. I do know that there are still a few water parks open. I know Holiday World is open, and I think the Mount Vernon place has opened. Are you aware of any of those? I should have asked you earlier, shouldn't I?
I mean, obviously we've been to Holiday World, but not this year. And
not this year.
I know a lot of people do go over to Mount Vernon though. Yeah. To that splash park.
So yeah, there are a few water parks around. You can find your place. The picture you see there, that's kind of like the one in Holiday World, and that comes into a cone.
So they call that the toilet bowl, don't they?
Do they call that the toilet? Have you been on that thing?
I've been on that one. You go around, then you just kind of drop in. Yeah.
I went around and around, and I popped into that toilet bowl thing, and I just went way, because I have a little bit of angular momentum.
Me too.
Yeah, well, so you pop into that thing, and then you go way up high, and then just kind of zip your way out. That was about the last time I went on the water.
You tried it once, so there you go.
Oh, that's exactly right. We tried that. We had a good time. What else is going on today? This is also Buffalo Soldiers Day. National Buffalo Soldiers Day. This commemorates the formation of the first regular Army regiments comprising of African American soldiers back in 1866. Congress established the first peacetime all-black regiments in the regular U.S. Army after the end of the Civil War. The Buffalo Soldiers, one of the many African American regiments raised during the Civil War, were the first instituted. Since they were frontier regiments, Buffalo Soldiers of the 9th and 10th Cavalries protected unsettled lands as pioneers moved westward. During World War I, each unit received stateside arrangements with some exceptions. Neither unit saw action during World War II. However, in 1944, the Army activated both regiments and transferred service members to other units. In 1992, the U.S. Congress passed a law designating July 28th as Buffalo Soldiers Day, and since then, commemorations honoring the Buffalo Soldiers have been held throughout the United States. So that's a nice day to celebrate those gentlemen. Also, this is July 28th is National Milk Chocolate Day. On July 28th, dive into the ever-popular National Milk Chocolate. That one actually, you see, has got almonds or peanuts in it. Looks like a Hershey bar, kind of. So there are all kinds of good stuff. We've been adding milk to chocolate beverages since the mid-17th century, but in 1875, Daniel Peter invented milk chocolate by mixing a powdered milk developed by Nestle with the liqueur. It's been milk chocolate bliss ever since. Here's a few facts about milk chocolate or chocolate milk. 1 cup has 148 calories, and that's the skim version. So I suspect the fat version might have a little bit more. Milk chocolate candy, an ounce of that, about the size of a candy bar, 150 protein. Doesn't say there how much caffeine is in a chocolate bar. I suspect the number would be about the same as a cup of coffee, you
I think so, maybe. But milk chocolate's actually a cheaper form of a recovery drink. Like if you can't afford a protein drink or whatever, a lot of people recommend a glass of milk chocolate.
Are you
chocolate
serious?
Milk. Yeah, chocolate milk. Yeah.
How come?
Well, it has a good mix of carbohydrates, proteins, and so refill your body.
So dump the Gatorade and get you a chocolate.
Well, I'm not saying that. I don't know that you come off a hot football field. The first thing you want to do is go pound a thing.
I got to tell you, I think I have an idea what would happen.
Right. But I mean, maybe you shower and you go home and you want to do it. But
recovery a little bit. There you go. I like you thinking. That makes sense. Though you may not want a donut with it, but yeah, it's something to think about. What do you want to see on Wabash today? Baseball is back today, 5:05 tonight on Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1 has a doubleheader tonight. 5:05, the Yankees play the Phillies. That's Garrett Cole versus Zach Eflin, and that'll be followed up at 8:10. The Dodgers against the Astros. Walker Buehler versus Framber Valdez. On NBC Sports Channel 643, Chicago White Sox are at Cleveland. Carlos Rodon versus Zach Plesac. And finally, at 7:10 p.m. tonight, it is the Minnesota Twins at the St. Louis Cardinals. That's on Fox Sports Midwest Channel 630. Carlos back in the starting pitching lineup. Carlos Martinez be going against Homer Bailey for the Twins. My guest today, we've got Mules, Fairfield Mules here. That's Justin Townsend. We'll be right back after this word. Do stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It won't always be new. It won't always be clean. It won't always be flawless. But it'll always be yours. So how do you know it'll be protected? To solve the big challenges of tomorrow, take simple steps today. At Country Financial, when you're ready to start, we're ready to help. With auto insurance.
See me, Alex Atwood in Sisney, for your insurance and financial needs. It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. It is Justin Townsend. He is the head coach of the Fairfield Mules football squad, also head coach of the Fairfield Mules track squads. Before we get to football, I want to, and congratulations on your success last year, by the way. You were just getting round up for track season,
Absolutely.
weren't you, whenever this COVID thing
Yeah,
hit?
we had been doing workouts since the end of January with the kids that weren't winter sports, football and track kids, and I think we'd actually just got our first full week of practice in and then got shut down.
Yeah.
And unfortunately didn't get to have any type of track season, which was disappointing.
Can you tell me, give me a sense? I mean, everybody was going into this as something new, but you're one of the first people I've talked to who actually lost the season. I talked to Coach Tackett last week, and they lost their baseball season. What were how the kids deal?
Well, our kids, I think, for the most part, dealt pretty well with it. But you think about some of our kids that we had in the spring that were pretty special athletes. I think we're going to do some things. I think we were probably going to have our best baseball team maybe in school history. Yeah. So that was disappointing. I know for me, from a track standpoint, I had 2 or 3 kids that I really felt like had an opportunity to place at the state track meet. So that was disappointing that they didn't get to do that. And, just the competition. And I always feel like track kind of brings us into, because I have a lot of football kids that do track. We have over 30 kids on the track roster. I always kind of feel like that leads us into the summer in a good place, and we're ready to start our training. And I think initially when we got shut down, I think people thought it was temporary, and then it kind of started to snowball a little bit, and before you knew it, the school year was over. So I mean, I think our kids handled it very well, but it's disappointing. Absolutely.
Were they able to stay in like a kind of, I know if you say you have an overlap of the track and the football, were the kids able to stay in any kind of shape that I guess it just depended on the individual kid and what they
I know a lot of our kids did a lot of stuff on their own, and I'll say that when we finally were able to start workups back mid-June, there were a few kids that maybe spent a little too much time in front of the TV. But I would say 85-90% of our kids were ready to go. I mean, and actually came back stronger, came back faster, and that's what you want as a coach. And I think a lot of that goes to our kids know what it takes to win. That you got to be putting in the time, not just what we do at school, but on your own. And a majority of our kids do that because they're pretty driven and they want to succeed.
Fairfield football has seen a whale of a lot of success in the last several years. Qualifying for the playoffs, 7 years in a row now, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure on that specifically.
He hasn't looked at the stats. I've got him in front of me. It's 7 years in a row.
Right.
And winning the conference, or winning a share of the conference, 2 out of the last 3 years?
I think we've won 4 consecutive.
4 in a row?
And I think
that's right. Now, 8 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins, 10 wins.
Yeah, so we've won 4 consecutive conference championships. That's always a goal for ours. I think we now hold the conference win streak for consecutive games won.
Beat Johnston City,
beat,
right?
Old coach Mike Rude.
Yeah.
He told me point blank, he's like, if he didn't beat us week 1 last year, he didn't think we'd have a problem getting it. And fortunately for us, he was right. We were able to get it. And, but yeah, I definitely felt good, and that's still going. We still got that going, and we're hoping to continue to add to that this year.
I got to ask, is Coach Rude still going to be coaching somewhere
Coach
this year?
Rude's still coaching at Cesar. They got
the co-head
coaches. I'm still not sure who gets the wins and losses there. Maybe one gets the wins, one gets the losses. I don't know.
Coach Shadowlands has been there longer. I suspect he gets the wins.
I'm just joking. Coach Shadowlands takes that's two pretty good football coaches with a lot of experience there. So. I look for them to be competitive this year again. So
let's talk about last year, and for that matter, the streak. You've got the. I'm not even going to try to tell you how many games it is now. I think it's 29, right?
Coach Lyons. 29.
Thank you. Donnie's here. He'll be on here later to correct me with all kinds of things.
Was the record 27? Is that what it was?
Record is 26.
So we had to get to 27 to beat it. So we're at 29 now.
So that's how do you keep? Well, is there any? Do you worry ever, Coach, about complacency?
No, because our goal obviously is to win conference, but
right.
I think our kids are looking to playoffs more and more now. I think it's an expectation to win conference. I think we want to win multiple games. There for the longest time it was let's have a 10-win season. And now I think that next progression is we want to get past the second round. That's something that we've never done in school history, so that's kind of a goal for us. So I think we're always building towards something more, and so I don't think that's been an issue with.
And that's kind of the intriguing thing to me when you look at the Mules, how they have built through the past 10 years anyway,
right.
But 15 anyway, how they have built up. It has been a progress of sorts. And the disappointment in losing those last 3 losses in the playoff games have been very tight, haven't they?
Yeah, and that shows that we're right on the cusp of getting to that whole another level. And our kids believe that. I think, the modern day playoff game to have the lead at halftime and just kind of have some unfortunate things happen in the second half and kind of slip through our fingers against a very, very good football team.
Right.
But our kids still got to play in that awesome environment, and our community got to see
crowd.
it. Yeah, so just a lot of fun for everybody. Disappointing, obviously, but it gives you that little bit of taste that, and it helps maybe drive you in the off season a little bit, and hopefully you can get past that.
Do the kids realize the level that they are reaching in that no Fairfield player has ever?
I think so. I don't think they sit around and pat themselves on the back though either. I think, but it is a pretty special time.
Let me ask it a different way.
Yeah.
In Illinois, you've got Northern Illinois football, you've got Central Illinois football, and you've got Southern Illinois football. And Southern Illinois football for the last 40 years of the playoffs has been considered the lower class.
Right.
And to get to Central Illinois football, to get to the level of Northern Illinois football, there is an amount of preparation and an amount of work that you have to put in. You've been able. The team has how long has it taken, do you think, to change the mindset? Because it sounds like you got the kids now with the mindset they want to get to Central Illinois, want to get to Northern Illinois, to get the mindset to where they got to put that kind of work in to get, because it's a different level.
Absolutely. I mean, when we saw Vandalia a few years ago, and not that they're extremely north of us or anything, but even Williamsville when we played them in the second round, and it is a whole nother level. If you want to be able to, when you start playing at that level, you're going to start playing for state championships,
right?
And
Staunton, for that matter.
Right. And I mean, we were right there with Staunton. The one year that we got into 2A, and then they end up playing and being state runner-up. We were right there. We had that caliber of team. Now, that said, I think 2A to 3A, there's generally a big jump, too. Just like 3A to 4A. So, with us, we're always one of the smaller 3A schools, and that factors into things, too. But, To answer your question, I think our kids understand, and it goes back to that competitiveness. You always want to be your best,
right?
And we feel like we're the best in our conference year in and year out. Teams are trying to knock us off. We know we always get somebody's best shot every night.
Yeah.
So now the next step to that is we want to be the best in the playoffs.
You want to be the team that the other playoff teams are shared of.
Absolutely, and that's what we're working towards constantly.
I tell you what, that makes a ton of sense. That's Justin Townsend. I'm Bruce Dickey. We're going to come back. I'm probably going to bring Donnie in. We're going to talk about maybe some of the defense and how the Mules are shaping up for 2020, and then we'll eventually get to maybe some speculation.
Okay.
On what's going on. Does that make sense?
Sounds good.
That makes sense. And Landon will be on here too, talk about how he throws the ball. He always like, you get a quarterback on, you got to ask about throwing.
Absolutely.
Even though they don't get a throw in your offense.
Well, he almost threw for 1,000 yards last year.
Oh, okay.
So we throw a little bit.
That's plenty. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back right after this. Stick around.
At Back and Body Works Chiropractic, we help you feel better naturally. We can help your whole family from newborns to the elderly. We offer auriculotherapy for smoking cessation and appetite control. We use acupuncture to improve health and well-being in the mind and body. We offer high-quality herbal supplements for adults and children, as well as CBD oil. We also offer exercise classes for women of every age, size, and fitness level. Stop by and see us on the square in Louisville.
Call my mommy.
I'm a bunch of wind. And just like your stomach after that strip mall sushi, I'm a bit unpredictable. Let's redecorate. What's the matter, Tanya? I thought you loved being spontaneous. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, I might break the bank too. So get Allstate.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. In Salem, call Brandy Drinkpool.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get ahead of the game at Carter Athletic Academy, where the goal is to transform you into the best young athlete you can be. Train for top performance in football, volleyball, soccer, baseball, and softball. Professional private lessons and clinics are always available with Carter Athletic Academy's expert training staff. Carter's exclusive Hit Track system brings skill development as well as exciting gameplay to batting cages. Plus, the Academy is the perfect spot for your special event or celebration. The Carter Athletic Academy in Fairfield. Scheid Diesel Service Company is your anything diesel full-service center and fuel injection shop. Scheid Diesel offers the quickest turnaround times to get you back on the road. Scheid Diesel can service any diesel engine from agricultural, construction, heavy-duty truck, and automotive. Let Scheid rebuild your pump, injectors, or turbos. Need custom fuel lines? Scheid has you covered. With a drive-in service, they offer a variety of services, including oil changes, engine rebuilds, DOT inspections, and DPF cleanings. For unmatched quality, think Scheid Diesel Service Company. Anything diesel. Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. The Fairfield football Mules are here. A couple of the coaches as well as a player. We'll talk to Landon Zurliene here in just a moment. But Donnie Lyons joins Justin and I here right now. As I got to tell you, this is probably one of the first times this has ever happened to you, Justin. When you go on shows, everybody always talks offense first, don't they?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because Fairfield runs kind of unusual offense, a little unusual, and we're not going to do that. We'll do that in here eventually, but we got Donnie here. Donnie is the defensive coordinator. How you doing, Donnie?
Good. Thanks for having me.
So you've been to, how long have you been D.C.?
This will be my third year.
What were the changes? What were you coaching before you became the coordinator?
I was coaching the freshmen and the JV squads.
What kind of changes go in when you've got to when you're? I know the amount of work that Bob Wells put in to the defensive side. He was putting in how many hours? You think, Coach Townsend?
I don't know. It's the thing when you're a D coordinator. It's a lot of preparation film-wise, offensively too, and so you're formulating the plan and then you're portraying it to everybody else. So there's 4, 5, 6 hours that you're putting in before you even present what you're doing to your team. So you put in quite a few hours. Was it
a big change for you whenever you moved up the line?
Oh yeah, I watched a little film when I was the freshman coach and helped contribute, but that first year. Most of my Sunday, and even now, it is watch that film, get it broke down, and then when we all get together that evening, what the plan's going to be moving forward.
So your job is to watch the film for the Mules or the film of the opponent, or both?
I'm watching most of the opponent, but I will watch some of our film just to see what adjustments we need to make from the previous Friday night, but it's mainly opponent film.
Tell me a little bit about the defense. It's been pretty tough. I mean, the past last few years. What was it? Last year you went several games. How many games shut out?
Was it 5?
4 or 5?
No, it was 4. Carmi scored against us, so
and then I guess the kids know about the streaks. Do they want to keep those streaks going? Is that one of the goals of the squad, or what's the thought?
I think so. I mean, we didn't want to make it a huge deal because we had a bigger prize than thinking, we want to go through the season and not let anybody score. It was about advancing rounds in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But it was back there. It was a little prideful thing to say, hey, we've shut out another team, and can we keep this going? But maybe I shouldn't say this, but it was kind of a relief once that was over, so we can move on to where we. I
don't think you should have said it.
No, we like the shutouts, but kind of what Donnie, I think, we'll put more of an emphasis. We're gonna hold this guy under 100 yards.
Yeah.
Or you
try to take away weapons.
We take away weapons or goals, and if the shutout happens, great. But the bottom line is we want to win the football game.
Yeah.
And we love shutouts. Absolutely, it's fun. The kids want to keep that shutout. But realistically, when we're going in and we're playing a good football team, we're going to set goals for our defense, such as turnovers, or we're going to hold teams under this amount of rushing, or we want to get this many hits on the quarterback, and that's the things we're looking for.
Tell me a little bit, Donnie, about the squad. Who'd you lose from last year, and what are we plugging in?
Well, we used to have, what did we decide, 8 returning starters, so we're not losing a lot. Obviously, losing Wyatt Gilbert and Cade Carter is huge.
Yeah. Cade's going to go play college football. Yeah. So's Wyatt.
Wyatt.
Yeah.
Luke Dagg coming off the edge was a big loss.
So we're losing some big pieces, but we have some guys that can step right in. That's going to keep this rolling, I think. We're going to be fast and physical. That's the plan. We're going to come at you from all angles and just make it tough.
Tell me about some of the players coming back. I know the linebacker's always a big spot. Kind of the quarterback of the defense. Who's playing quarterback of the defense?
Cameron Gardner.
Cameron Gardner?
Yeah, he's senior this year. Transferred to us from all.
He was. Was he first team all conference last year?
Yes,
I thought he was. Yeah.
Yes.
So who else would we be plugging in?
We've got Blake Pruitt coming back again.
he's kind of a hybrid player. What we like about him is he can play defensive end, he can play linebacker, he can go play strong safety. I mean, when you have a lot like a Cade Carter was last year, he can do a lot of different.
Cade up and play.
We can play him in the box. We think Blake's going to be able to do a lot of that for us this year.
Well, that's fantastic, and that's the flexibility is one of the things you really need. One of the luxuries it seemed like that the Mules have developed over the past couple of years, and I mean I'm sure it's something you've always tried to have. But you've had a lot of beef. You've had a lot of guys that you've been able to move in and out of the defensive line. Give me some of those guys who are going to be some of your big ducks up front.
I think Big A.J. Gonzalez is going to be the top of that list, but Logan Kreider may come in there as well. That's two huge pieces of man right there. We could put in the middle and lock some things down.
Both those guys are 6'8", 6'9", 320, 335. They're huge.
AJ's that big now, huh? AJ's been big for a long time.
Kaylor McWilliams is another kid that any other roster when you see a 6'4", 265 kid on there, you're like, whoa! But when you compare him to those other guys, but what I like about our D line, and we've talked about this, we feel like maybe on first and second down we can have the big boys in. And then we flip the script a little bit, and we bring in some Noah Kuntz, Ryan Conrad, two guys that played a lot on our D line, and they're the quick guys, and that's a tough change up for an offensive lineman.
The tricky thing that a lot of times the Mules try to do is have that quick guy in the middle, in addition to have your bookends.
Right. Yep.
But you like to have that your real quick guy in the middle, just really fuddling things up in the middle, right?
Can wreak a lot of havoc.
How are we doing in the backfield then? The defensive backfield, we've got Wyatt, like you said, Wyatt and Cade are gone. Who are we plugging in?
Well, we still got Colin Massey.
He's an all-conference kid returning.
Depending on where we put Blake, possibly he,
Well, Colin's got a good attitude.
Colin's awesome. Great motor, too. Camden Robbins played some time at safety for us last year during.
These kids all have quite a bit of experience, right?
Yeah. That's the nice thing. We've had great starters, but we've been in positions that we've felt comfortable with the second string guys coming in, and they've been just big.
I'll take a break here in a second, but before we move on, what's how have we been at the JV and the freshman level? What's the number? I think last year we lost 2 games total or 3 games total.
I think the JV. We've only lost maybe 1 game in the last 4 or 5 years, honestly. They've been very successful. Now, some of that is we're able to play our sophomores on JV. We are not having to pull a lot of our kids up to play varsity because our numbers are so good. Our freshmen, they play a very challenging schedule. I think they go 4-2 last year. But they played some very good football teams because, quite frankly, not a lot of schools have freshmen.
Well, I was going to say they're traveling farther than you guys probably.
We'll play Gibson Southern over in Indiana. Yeah. We'll go down and we'll play Harrisburg. So we try to schedule them with whoever we can find. They played Benton a couple years.
They had a very competitive game against Carterville last year.
Carterville's loaded.
Yeah. Carterville's freshmen were undefeated. I think we lost one game, and that was to Carterville, and it was a very competitive game. So, our young kids compete too at a high level.
We're going to talk the offense when we return. We're going to bring the quarterback in. Landon Zurliene is going to join us. Donnie, thanks for your time, and we'll be back with Landon and the coach after this. Stick around.
Are you needing to advertise or promote your business or special event? At Meager Sign and Graphics, they can print and install laminated vinyl on all sizes of metal, PVC, and plastic sign material. Meager's offers all types of vinyl options with professional installation on your vehicles, walls, and windows, or just about anything else you would like to be personalized. Meager's also offers all sizes of PVC and mesh banners. Meager's is now able to offer LED message centers. Stop in or call Kevin Blank or Danny King at Meager's Sign and Graphics for all your lettering and advertising needs.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome to Zinc Building Center. My dad and Ryan work here. They sell lumber, paint, doors, windows, plumbing, electrical, and much more. Oh yeah, they sell guns too. Zinc Building Center on Route 45 and Louisville. It's a cool place.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. You got the Fairfield Mules here down there. Justin Townsend, Landon Zurliene. He had the quarterback, coach's son, quarterback. All right, now I've got to ask you, Landon, is it more difficult being the coach's son, you think? You don't know how it's not to be the coach's son, do you?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more difficult. I mean, you could come to practice for one day and just tell how that goes.
Yeah. So occasionally some things do come home. The chat around the dinner table is probably different.
Yeah, especially sometimes for sure.
Well, that's good. Landon is tell us how long have you been playing quarterback?
I've been playing since freshman year. I played some in JFL. I was more of a tight end then. But ever since freshman year, I've been playing quarterback.
Do you like being the center of the offense and all that kind of stuff? Being the guy who's got to touch the ball every time?
Yeah, I do. Feels like you're in control of the game, so I like that. You kind of can help the outcome of the game, so I like that.
Now you realize, just making sure that you know, the center is actually the most important player on the field.
It all starts at the center.
It all starts with the center. Who's your center? Who you've been? I know Bronson was there for a while.
Yeah. Bronson's still. He's going to be a senior this year.
So Bronson's back.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. What's the rest of your? Let's tell everybody your front line or some of the folks who you think can be plugging in the front line.
Well, AJ Gonzalez is a returner at right tackle for us, all conference kid. Actually, already has a Division II offer.
Who's got who's
Kentucky Wesleyans?
Wonderful.
So, I think that's definitely something he can do. We've had, we're still trying to piece together some other things up front.
Sure.
I think Logan Kreider will probably be our other left tackle. Another big body, 6'8", 6'9", 315. Noah Kuntz is a guy that started both playoffs games for us at guard. So I think he'll be in the mix, as well as some other juniors that we have. So we definitely have, that's another thing. We have some sophomores, juniors, and seniors. It's kind of piecing the puzzle together right now, and that's something we've been able to do with our success,
Sure.
so much of it is getting the pieces in the right spot, and that's what we're still working on this year.
Landon, have you been able to? I know you've been playing quarterback. This will be your second year starting quarterback. The workouts have been entirely different this year than I presume from last year. Have you been able to familiarize yourself with your receivers enough going in, or is it something that you're going to wait for the month of August to really kind of kick in?
During May and June, we threw a lot on our own. About 6, 7 of us would go out to the field and throw. So I'm pretty familiar with all our main receivers throwing wise, especially the group that's going to be seniors now: Blake, Colin, Caleb. I've thrown with them since I was a freshman. We've went to school together for years, so we're very familiar with each other.
Tell me a little bit about when you see and when you go to, you've been to quarterback camps and stuff, I guess. When you see and when you get a chance to talk with other quarterbacks, the differences in running the Fairfield offense versus running the way those other folks run their offenses. Are you wishing the coach would open things? He's not listening. He's not listening at all. I'll even take him off screen so you won't see him.
Still here.
Do you wish maybe you could open up the offense a little bit more from time to time?
I mean, whatever it takes to win.
There he is.
It's probably I mean, I like to throw it, but if running the ball is what's going to make us win the game, then that's what you got to do to win.
But the footwork is a little different at Fairfield than it is for anybody else having to run the football, isn't it? For a quarterback at Fairfield.
Yeah, for sure. Handing it off 80% of the time, pitching, it's different than quarterbacks who drop back every play. So, I mean, when you do throw and working on practice, you really got to do the work yourself.
Do you see that as maybe surprise? I guess that makes it a nice weapon of surprise, doesn't it? When you back up and throw it, right?
Sure. Last year, a lot of teams towards the end they knew that we could throw, so they were expecting it. Yeah. But I don't think we've reached our potential throwing yet. I think we can still get better. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
The thing about our quarterbacks, what we ask them to do is, we're in that double tight under center, but then you also got to be able to play some quarterback and shotgun.
Right.
And so they're really having to learn two types of offenses, and that's tough. So, we like to have a good athlete back there that can do that, and Landon's been able to do that.
Over the years, you've had really good athletes back there. You can look at Joe Rogers and even farther back.
Yeah. So, I went back as I watched film. We threw just as many touchdown passes out of our double tight, double wing, because so many people are in the box worried about a run. We just throw over the top.
Yeah.
As opposed to when we were in shotgun, and then on the flip side of that, we had just as much success running the ball out of shotgun.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is if you can do both, that puts teams in conflict, and that's what we're trying to do offensively, whether we're under center or we're in shotgun, and that's worked for us, and we're going to keep doing that.
Well, that's half the battle, Landon. I appreciate your time. You got anything? I hear you. Let's talk a little bit of basketball before I let you go. Had a good year. The Mules had a good season last year. Ended maybe a game or two earlier than you were kind of hoping, but does that put on you and the rest of your teammates maybe a little impetus for this coming year?
Yeah, definitely. We felt that we should have won the regional last year, but we want to go farther than we did last year.
There you go. That's half the battle, getting farther than last year, right? Well, congratulations, and I know you've had a couple of offers. Who's been offering you in basketball, or can you talk about that? I guess you can. It's the schools that can't talk about it, isn't it?
I have one offer from Quincy University, Division II. And then I have a lot of D2s that are interested in it.
Are you enjoying the recruiting process?
Yeah, I mean, it's enjoyable. It's a little stressful sometimes, but I mean, I do enjoy it.
Typically you'd be able to go visit these schools, and I mean,
well, you did this, for crying out loud. You got recruited.
So it's been even 20, 25 years ago. I mean, it's changed, but you still got to go to the school and see the school. I mean,
I did too. 45 years ago.
Yeah, we have not been to Quincy University. We did a 45, 60-minute virtual program, and that's how they offered him over via the computer, via Zoom. So I mean, it's changed the day and age, but that's how colleges are doing it, and they've had restrictions. That Landon's been playing AAU ball since May, and they haven't been able to go out and watch the games. That's where a lot of the recruiting takes place. So they're actually watching on TV, watching
like
the game. Basically, yes. And so, Landon and as parents, we've sent out a bunch of emails and film, and it's just been a different type of recruiting process. But we've been pretty fortunate that he's been able to actually play some AAU basketball and get some exposure that way, because who knows moving forward.
That's true. Well, best luck to you, Landon. I'm going to wrap things up with your dad here in a second. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We're talking Fairfield Mules football, talk a little special teams, plus get the outlook for the conference after this word. Do stick around.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at carnabysquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
When it comes to your banking, you have as many options as colors in the crayon box. That's why you can bank your way at Teutopolis State Bank. What works best for you may be different from what works best for your neighbor. Teutopolis State Bank is built to serve all your banking needs, whether it's online banking, mobile check deposit, text banking, or just stopping in to see them at one of their 3 convenient locations. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender, it's Teutopolis State Bank. Banking made personal since 1913.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Are you tired of searching high and low in those big chain stores to find what you need and deserve some royal treatment? Come to the King, Rural King in Salem. The friendly folks at Rural King will never leave you searching for those hard to find items on your list. Farm, home, sporting, automotive, and clothing. Oh, and did I mention we also have everything else, along with all of the quality brands that you deserve. Salem Rural King is a proud retailer of the steel product line. Your searching is over when you know the King, Rural King in Salem.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
How about I hit the right button? Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Justin Townsend here. He is the head coach of the Fairfield Mules, and we're talking about the Mules football squad, and we'll talk a little bit later on about whether the hopes for a season. We're acting like the season's going on, doggone it, Justin.
Yep.
That's what we're going to do. Okay, one of the things, I've been watching Fairfield football for many years, more than I care to count. The last time I could recall a really good kicker at Fairfield football is I'm gonna name from the past, the Golden Toe Fred O'Neill.
Okay, yeah.
He was pretty good.
Yeah,
he was good to about 30.
Yeah,
I understand that the Mules and under your 20 years, 18 years of being there, you've had Graf Zoo was a solid kicker.
Hunter Bryan kicked a field goal in a playoff game. Big
Hunter Bryan. That's right. Big Hunter.
We had,
big age.
We had that would have been in 09, I think. Martin Segata.
I forgot about Martin.
Was a exchange student we had.
Did Ado kick too for?
He tried. He tried. Should have just stuck to the basketball. But Martin Segata came over from Germany, and it wasn't that he had played a lot of soccer, but he knew that the only thing he could probably do to contribute to help the football team was kick.
Yeah.
So he really worked at it.
Yeah.
And he got pretty good on extra points, but we never really branched out from there. So,
but you have a kicker this year.
We have a kicker.
Tell me about your kicker.
Aaron Perez came over from Missouri, small school over in Missouri. Dad got a job in the area, and he had friend requested me on Facebook, and I didn't why is this kid from Missouri?
Yeah.
And this was back in January.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think anything of it. Didn't think anything. About April, I get a call, and which they had already decided to wrap up school, and he
in
Missouri, and so his dad had already moved partially down here, and I got to meet him, and he sent me some film, and I'm like, wow, this kid can kick. And so turns out he's Cole's Kicking Academy. They do a lot of kicking camps across the nation. Has actually ranked him 88th in the nation as a kicker, and I think it correlates to number 5 in Illinois. So Aaron definitely can kick the ball, and I've seen him firsthand. We've had a few days where we've been able to work long snapper and holder with him, and he's pretty automatic. So
this is like field goals. Are we still going to go for 2 on extra points, or are we going to go for 1?
We'll kick extra points right now with how consistent he is. But I think with the big thing,
that's why you've gone for 2 to start with. Anyway,
we haven't had a kicker that we felt like we could go 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
So at that point that you're, and we feel like we can always get a half or maybe 60-70% of our 2-point conversions, so we should go for 2.
Right.
And that's just how we've always done that. And then you spend so much time with the kicker and working extra point, it takes something away from practice, and that's another reason that we just haven't explored that avenue. But now that we have a kid that's legit, and really we feel like we got possibility at points from the 30 and in.
Wow.
And so I think it, as we were talking earlier before we went on air, it potentially could change how we call games and things like that, because we feel like we're always going to be able to get points at that point.
And the other interesting thing that I don't think a lot of folks talk about or think about when you do develop, or when you have a good kicker, is on kickoffs. They haven't changed the rule yet, like to the XFL rule,
right,
which I kind of thought might come in at some point. But when you got a good kicker who can put it inside the 20, inside the 10, that is a weapon.
Absolutely. Field position is huge in football.
Yeah.
And we always say going in to a game week, when we talk about other teams, a lot of high school teams, if you can make them have to drive 80 yards, they can't do it.
Yeah,
I mean, they can't do it without the aid of a penalty or something.
You're adding half a dozen plays to a team, and there's all kinds of opportunities for mistakes.
Even your very, very good football teams, that's tough to do. It's tough to go 80. I know as an offensive coordinator, when we get the ball on the 20 as opposed to the 40, I'm changing the way I call it. I'm a little more conservative. I don't want a turnover down here, things like that. So. I think it's going to be a huge weapon for us this year, and it's going to be part of the mule football that nobody's ever seen, quite frankly. Yeah. So it is exciting.
Last year, the Mules they're on a 29-game winning streak now in the conference. The conference has varied. Sometimes it's pretty strong. Sometimes it's not quite as strong. What's the outlook for 2020 if we get a year in?
Well, I feel like the conference as a whole, there's actually quite a few all-conference kids returning. I think each team's probably got 2 or 3 guys that are very, very good football good football players.
Well, you mentioned, I don't think we said it on the air, kid from Johnson City
from Johnston County, Austin Brown, and he's just a junior, but he's already got 2 offers from Power 5 conferences, Iowa State, and I'm not sure the other one. But so that's unheard of in our conference, quite frankly. So, which you could tell as a freshman that kid was going to be pretty special. But just the conference as a whole, I think there's some very good football players returning. I look for Cesar to continue to be pretty good. They got 2 veterans coaching. We open up with them week 1 right off the bat, so that's really all
on the road.
On the road, which traditionally we've kind of gotten through that, but there was a stretch there where we didn't play real well at Cesar. So, I think Chester maybe is going to be able to compete for a conference championship with us. I think they're going to be very good. The thing I like about that is they got to come to our place. And they haven't always traveled well.
And this will be Chester's last year.
Chester's last year in the conference. So that's definitely something that you want to go out beating them. Don't let them leave the conference with a win. I look for Christopher to continue to improve. I really do. I don't know if they're quite there yet, but I know they got a good running back and a couple of big linemen coming back.
Well, that's the thing with Christopher under Coach Hargrove. They just have been. They were down a long way, and they had a long way to go, and they're building piece by piece, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. I think a big signature win for them last year was when they beat El Dorado. I mean, that was big for their program. Carmi's always going to be competitive. Got the Simon kid in the backfield returning. I think they'll be pretty good. And then El Dorado, they just always find a way to win. I think this El Dorado team will look different than what you've seen the last 6 to 8 years because they're going to throw the football a bunch.
You're kidding.
With the Whitlock kid at quarterback. So
wow, that is entirely different.
Yeah, I think you'll see them throwing the football a little bit more.
Before I let you go, tell me a little bit about the addition of Flora to the Black Diamond. How will that affect the football?
Not going to affect the football much, other than we're just subbing out Chester and replacing in Flora, which that's about 2 hours driving distance.
That's nice.
And then, I mean, you're a former mule and I'm a mule.
Yeah.
Getting to play Flora again, the rivalry a little bit. I'm excited about that.
I got to tell you, the people in Flora are too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great for both communities all the way around. We're very familiar with Flora and their football program because we were in different conferences. We'd always do a lot of summer stuff with them. We'd always get together and do a couple 7-on-7s, talk to their coaching staff, things like that, and we got to nix that now because we're going to be in the same conference. So, we do that with Olney too. We're in different conferences, so we're fortunate we're able to do that. But I think Flora coming in is going to be a nice addition. The big change will be in basketball. Flora will come in over to our side, and now Johnston City can move over to the other side, and I think that's going to be a win-win for everybody.
And actually, Johnston City was getting more talented. It's not that bad a thing to move them away, is it?
No, so I think it's good to get them. We already played Flora in basketball, so it's not that big of a deal, and I would assume maybe we even continue to play Johnston City non-conference basketball. So, it's a good fit, and I think everybody's excited about it.
Before I let you go, I've got about a minute. Tell me about your Bears.
I think it's like everything else. I think we're just so desperate for a season that we'll take anything at this point. I mentioned just getting to see ESPN, seeing some highlights on there.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's been really focused on this pandemic and just hoping that, from a high school standpoint, we get a season.
You're not going to talk about your Bears at all?
No, I really haven't followed them much. I'm going to be honest with you.
Mitch Trubisky.
I've been consumed. So...
You haven't followed them.
No, I really haven't.
Wow.
I really haven't.
How about your Illini then?
I think the Illini, I like the recruiting classes that they've been bringing in. I like what what Lovey's been able to do. So I think maybe we can get around the corner.
Yeah, 10 seconds. Do you ever get a chance to? Does Lovey ever call down here? Is he going to call down here asking about a quarterback or asking about a kicker?
I hope he does. So we'll see.
That'd be great. Hey, thanks a lot for coming up, Justin. And thanks a lot for the other guys coming up, too. Hey, folks, thanks for watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We will see you tomorrow. I got Salem coach Kevin Green coming on, so all football all week long. We'll see you. Have a great day.